Next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
Tell me. Do you bleed? You will.
And welcome to the new year. And we have uh, our classic comic talk, number 68, where we will talk about a few uh, DC news. Um, and first of all, let's check this out. Yes. The Batman Part 2 is delayed again to 2027 due to script issues, but director Matt Reeves still teases gray expectation. This is by J.B. Augustin and written last December 30, 2024. Some will call it inevitable, and with good reason, but nevertheless, the Batman Part 2 is delayed yet again because it doesn't have a script, as confirmed by the chief of DC Studios, James Gunn. The sequel's release has been moved to October 2026 to October of 2027. Gunn posted on Threads that the culprit is the unfinished screenplay. The only reason for the delay is there isn't a full script, he wrote. However, he struck up to writer-director Matt Reeves' work ethics despite the slow progress. Matt is committed to making the best film he possibly can, and no one can accurately guess exactly how long a script will take to write. Once there is a finished script, there is around 2 years for pre-production, shooting, and post-production on big films. Gunn explains. Well, that's his opinion, right? Gunny Poo is just making excuses. Though it's been 2 years since we saw Robert Pattinson don the cape and cowl for the first time, and the sequels has been churned out at faster paces, Gunn defended the gap of time it will now take as fair and common uh, to become to be fair, a 5 year gap or more is fairly common in sequels, according to him. 7 years between Alien and Aliens, 14 years between Incredibles, 7 years between the first two Terminators, 13 years between Avatars, 36 years between Top Guns, and of course 6 years between The Guardians Volume 2 and Volume 3, he wrote in a follow up. He's just making excuses. Gun Poo is, I don't know, man. Reeves has more time to develop it, and regardless of where he is in the story process, he has some ideas on what he wants Gotham to be like. Based on recent remarks, the city will come out of the dark, but not too much. In the first movie, Batman views things very simplistically. He sees things in black and white. What he can represent is how he can affect that, as we've said. When speaking with Digital Spy, as we enter into the next movie, there's a lot of gray. There's a lot more people at odds. There's a lot more division in the city. It's a lot more like our world is now. There's a lot of turmoil because people are in their camps and they are not communicating. Reeves added, and when the things are in gray, it makes it very hard to be Batman. So this is part of the challenge as we enter it. Man, I think Gunn is making excuses to just make um, the Reeves film uh, inconsequential. Gunn has this habit of putting himself first. He's acting as not as a CEO, but a prick who just wants his products to be the one being watched by people. That's what happens when you make a clown the co CEO of DC Studios. Our next topic is, of course, where is it? There. DC Studios. Superman is considered a mess with bad buzz by inside sources. But again, by J.B. Augustine, December 31, 2024. Superman's trailer didn't silence every single doubter, but it is doing well. Well, according to them, having already amassed nearly 50 million views on YouTube alone. However, WB executives above James Gunn may not have shaken off the jitters insider intel suspected before the trailer dropped online. According to Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic Top podcast, the buzz is bad and worrying. I went to dinner with a source who knew multiple people who have seen Superman. The buzz is not good. It's not me trying to take the movie down, he said. Cosmic Book News. I'm hearing bad things. I'm hearing you should be worried about things. Now a lot of time between now a lot of time between now and July 11, a lot of things could happen. Sounds like James Gunn's aware of some of the feedback, Snyder added. Sounds like THR is aware of some of the feedback, or they just keeping that amazing buzz that the studio would love to have out there in the fortress of solitude. He continued. Snyder told people to read between the lines regarding Hollywood Reporter, who says we heard from a couple of multiple sources about one screening in particular on the lot and with his close knit crew of people he trusts. Their report suggests, goes on to say, we're keeping the buzz about the movie itself in our own fortress of solitude, but we can tell you that the movie will be doing a few days of additional shooting in Los Angeles in the near term. Reading between the lines, CBM assesses that Snyder is saying that obviously THR wouldn't keep things locked up in their fortress of solitude if what they knew about Superman is good news, hence it's bad news. Elsewhere, World of Real claims a rock-solid source told Snyder that James Gunn's film is a mess. Per WOR, he heard from a rock-solid source that Superman, or at least the cut recently shown on the Warner lot, is kind of a mess. That's the truth from someone in the know. And right now, Warner is starting to get nervous about the film. Hot Mic co-host John Rocha supposedly heard from someone who saw Superman that its tone is similar to Captain America, the First Avenger, and The Mummy, the one starring Brendan Fraser, that did well, not the 2017 Tom Cruise one. Snyder replied, "That's bad, although both films did well and earned sequels." Well, To be honest, I did like Captain America: The First Avenger, and I laughed at The Mummy with Brendan Fraser way back when. Additionally, it said Nicholas Hoult is the standout of a film that tones down Gunn's brand of humor. VFX work was not finished, but that should be expected as it's still technically in post production. Rocha explains his source. Though the film was decent enough to satisfy fans, they think most people will be satisfied with the movie and it should be received well enough to continue Gunn's DCU, he said. Black. Yeah, still Snyder is skeptical. As his source warned him, your Superman reports are spot on. There's plenty of reason to be nervous. Well, I don't trust Gunn, honestly. And his Superman is going to flop in my expectation. It's I don't know, man. I probably don't like Gunn's style. His humor sucks. It's called toilet humor, and it's not as serious as I would like. I mean, take his Creature Commandos, which I haven't watched yet. I haven't got the nerve to watch it. It's it sucks. Animation sucks. Well, that's my opinion. And this is the next topic. Superman test screenings not reliable. Open to BS. This is by Matt McGloin, published 5 minutes ago. We get insights into the recent claims surrounding Superman test screenings, which are said to be unreliable and open to BS. Fan article likely made up. A fan user on Comic Book Movie wrote up a fan article claiming a test screening was held for James Gunn's Superman movie, with the reaction said to be Guardians of the Galaxy level good. Why don't they say it's the Super Suicide Squad level good? Man, why? Because that movie flopped. The site does use fan editors, but the possible bogus rumor seems to have somehow gotten past them. Anyone can post articles on the site. So, for example, whenever there's an NFL game or such, people post pirate links to pirate to pirate sites. Well, it seems that the article on Comic Book Movie may have been made up in response to those recent claims from Jeff Snyder that the buzz surrounding Superman is not good and the fans should be worried. Uh-oh, they're countering Jeff Snyder. They're saying that there hasn't been a real Superman test screening. We get word from viewer Anon on X, who has had scoops come true that comic book movies claim are likely BS. I wonder who this guy is. Viewer Anon says that a real test screening hasn't even been held. It's just been screenings done internally at WB. The point is, there was a screening, asshole. The viewer added that if a real Superman test screening was held, it would be easily known as fans that went would obviously talk about it. He's limiting the viewing to just fans, to just what the hell? How did it work out for BVS? This punk brought up point that was said prior to the release of BVS that it was the best movie ever. However, now we know how it turned out. Now we know that they've been sabotaging Zack Snyder since BVS came out. This is bullshit. A fan questions if anything will come out in the spring for from the real Superman test screenings, which saw this anon. Doubt Gun will be because it could hurt the film too much and the DC. Truth hurts. And yes, Superman arrives in theaters July 11, 2025 with boring David Cornsett and uh, Nicholas Hoult and Rachel Bros Brosnahan. Okay. Honestly, the the narrative continues that BVS was bad. This sucks. This narrative is born out of some YouTubers, podcasters that hated the dark and grim setting for Superman, Man of Steel, and continued to lambast the film Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, even though uh, BVS was and it still is the most talked about Superman Batman film in history. I don't know. You lose, suckers. And now we have, I'll show you the trailer for Superman L. And I hope this won't be flagged by YouTube. And let's check this out. Let's check this out. Okay, let's start. I really hate One Punch then watch this movie. Honestly, no. This movie will definitely do the most logical thing ever.
You see this all the time at the level of the top producer who, between them or separately, will make flop after flop after flop after flop. I'm not going to name them, but I know who they are. And they're not all American either. And they still get paid huge sums of money for being in films that nobody wants to see. And producers make pictures out of which they take enormous sums of money. And the films, again, are not films people want to see. They're always going to blame somebody else. Always. Not their fault. No, 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 you were the one who said, or whatever. And there's a word for that. It's called upward failure. You see it all the time.
Upward failure, you see it all the time. Yes, that's it for this recording. Mightyverse forever. I'm out of here.